2021 and 2023. Again, companies have cutbacks, they have layoffs. As a business person, none of this alone makes me so, but I mean, you're laying off 200 people in 2 years. It's not going well. But I find the most interesting is that Teresa, let's go back to Teresa, obviously. You guys know me. Teresa, as it was on Kelly Ripa's podcast, okay? July 31st, she was on Kelly Ripa's podcast and she was talking about the DMs. She was saying that DMS went public the day before she met Louie. So whenever he jumped out of the bushes and stood there and waited for her, and, Dolores was the second prey, but Teresa's a little, less intelligent than Dolores. We have Alexia. So if it wasn't Teresa, maybe to be Alexia, and maybe I'd see a little bit of Dolores in there, but Dolores is a little smarter than Teresa. So Teresa was the prey. He waited in the bushes, jumped out, ran the other way, pretended like he didn't know about her, blah, 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 blah. Or regardless, DMS went public a day before, according to Teresa on Kelly Ripa's podcast on July 31st, a day before they met. So this was just July 31st. So she was talking about meeting Louie, but also about how great the company was and how things were going okay. Now, as far back, like I said, now they just declared bankruptcy last week, but as far back as April of this year, that's when they were trying to work things out and figure out what to do with the company and disband it. And, look, I've said this before, I'll say it again. The Huggers, and by the way, the Tre Huggers are in the front row now. I'm glad you guys have moved up. It's only a little more for the seats in the front, so I'm glad you guys are not afraid of me anymore and you moved up. But the thing is, last time I said I screamed, I was screaming. Man, I was riled up. Everyone likes a riled up David. Well, not everyone, but most people do. But I was screaming that someone should intervene here. Now, I wasn't talking to one of the Huggers. The Huggers got so upset. I wasn't talking about the Huggers. I mean, first of all, Teresa don't listen to no fan, okay? She don't listen to no, she uses you guys to do the blogs and all that, but which we're going to get into that because there's a lot going on with that. But she's not going to listen to you. So when I said someone should do an intervention, I wasn't saying the Huggers. Hi guys, you're in the front row. I see you. Hi Huggers. But what I meant is someone, the lawyer that doesn't like Louie, that's pretending to like him, the assistant, Carrie Ann, someone should speak up. But I understand you're afraid of losing your job, so there you go. I hate to say it. You all know. I mean, you say I get gift cards from Marge. I'm on Marge's payroll. She sends me lots of gift cards. Hey, Marge, you didn't send them, and I'm about to say something, so I want a big gift card, Marge. Oh, and by the way, recently somebody accused me of how much I'm getting paid from Alexis and John because I said justice for Johnny J and Alexis. And they said I was getting a lot of money. So, Marge, you better step it up because Alexis and Johnny J are giving me more than you are. You got your cheap gift cards, Marge. But Marge is going to owe me a gift card for this. I have 3 addresses, girl. You don't know any of them now. So DM me. I'll send it to you. Oh, you blocked me. You still have my number. I still have the last text you sent me. But anyway, Marge said, and she owes me a gift card for this, that Teresa doesn't care about anything anymore, including the job, except for protecting Louie. Got to give it to Marge. Cha-ching, cha-ching. I just earned a gift card. I believe it. It's true. Teresa is one of two things. She's either like, do I think that, well, look, on Kelly Ripa, she's either complicit, it is in the know and knows everything. And Louie's telling her this and she's spinning a bunch of lies on Kelly's podcast, which let's not put that past Teresa. Come on, bloggers and this and that. But I really think Teresa is like Erika Jane. I mean, I know you all hate Erika, but I don't. I'm like kind of an Erika enthusiast. I think this Teresa doesn't know. I don't know how you could live in. I almost understand how Erika didn't know because the man made a gazillion dollars when you met him and Aaron Brockovich and just you're a cocktail waitress. And you don't question. And Tom was very old school. You question him and you get reprimanded. I don't really see how Teresa could live in the same house and not know that the company is having big problems. But I actually believe it. Once again, like when she signed her life away to Juicy. I love you, Juicer. Favorite interview of last year, probably one of the top 2. But Bo Deedle, probably the other one. But Yeah, I don't think Teresa knows. So when she's on RHOBH, I mean, my heart goes out to her because she's so into this DMS. Well, they declared bankruptcy. God, we're not going to have time for anything here today. We're going to have to go quick. So there you go. And I don't think we're going to get to Kyle and Morgan today. Oh, I got to do a couple of these a week this week. The next thing I just want to talk about, we're looking at the time. The next thing I want to talk about is that I just want to say, I mean, I don't even want to go too deep on this, but I mean, the toxicity of the RHONJ bloggers is alive and well. So this is what happened. I'll just tell you a story because you guys don't even know this. Sometimes it's fun to tell you the behind the scenes story. Like when I say, you know, I slept at Jesus Jugs back in 2020. Last week, Vicky Gunvalson sent me a text and girlfriend. We got to talk about that. Miss Gunvalson is not pleased with me. She is very, very upset that Victoria Gunvalson. We'll talk about that another. We haven't talked about it yet. I'm shocked that that nosy Sarah hasn't asked me about it. We love Sarah. You tell Sarah something, and it's like all over the world. I told her something else about Kelly and Rick, and she's ready to fucking run down the street. I'm like, shh, we got to do this in due time. But let me just tell you, because sometimes you guys like the things that are not the gossip about on the show. Anyway, we all know we just had a show. Me and Sarah went out with Kathy and Sutton one night. Sutton invited a few people over to her store. She's rebranding. She's like, why don't you guys come? We did, blah, blah, blah. Melissa's old nose, yes, yes, yes. Melissa's old nose tweeted a picture that me and Sarah had with Sutton, like sitting there. And I think she said, like a boss or something. It was a nice retweet of my picture, which is not so unusual. Renee Graziano from Mob Wives tweets about me. I mean, the more someone comes on the show, it's not so unusual that you follow them on social media platforms and they tweet you or comment. Renee comments all the time. She's a huge Housewife fan. The point is, she retweeted this picture of me and Sutton and Sarah, and Sutton said, great to have you guys there, me and Sarah. Well, when Melissa Zolnose was on this podcast, she said that she has been approached. It was on the episode. I got to find which episode. She's been on here like 9 times. She said she was approached by a Beverly Hills housewife to work for her, not to do what she did for Teresa before she fled camp, but to do like honest work, but she's great at investigating things online. If I had to hire someone, I would hire her too. I just don't have the need for anything, but I would hire her before I hired a PI. She's good. That's not the point. She retweeted this, has nothing to do with me. I go about my life. Thanks for the retweet, because then Sutton commented, whatever, who cares? I mean, I'm too busy to care about tweets and retweets, but I love it. Go ahead and tweet me and retweet me. Nothing makes me happier. It's very appreciative. The point is, then, because I blocked all these like Tre Hugger trolls, like the real trolls. You don't get blocked for disagreeing with me. You're angry at Alexis and John and you disagree with me. People apologize. I'm so sorry. You don't need to apologize. You can disagree with me. Unlike all the people on this